Hello, I'm Jeannine.
And I'm Kris. Welcome to the Blue Fiber Tree.
Yes, here we go again. Um, so we're gonna talk like today is the day that it is.
Oh yeah, because we pre-film.
We pre-film.
We pre-film.
So we're gonna complain about one thing: the weather in Northeast Ohio.
Y'all, listen. So we've been really spoiled the last few years.
We have.
I, of course, have an issue that I'm going to take up with Mother Nature because I moved from doing hair, out in a building in a space that I rent, to having my husband build me a salon at home where now I got to shovel and ice my driveway all the time.
You should be doing that anyway, just for your own safety.
I got 4-wheel drive. I can do anything. But seriously, we have gone through so much salt.
I know.
So much salt. And thank you, Polar Vortex.
Yes.
We moved clients off of Monday, Tuesday, because that little split unit that heats my salon, because it's separate from my house.
No. So it's been super cold, and chances are, I don't know for sure, but Monday I probably closed my store just because of the ice. I bet you I could not get out of my driveway. My car's solid block of ice.
Yep. That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah, and
that's why we're griping about it now. We're pre-griping.
We're pre-griping because we know what's going to happen tomorrow.
It's why that's why. So when we're done filming, I'm going to my salon and I'm working all day in my salon because I moved people this way.
Yeah.
I moved people in early to try to get them done.
Right.
I worked long. I was in the salon until 4:00 yesterday, getting people in, just trying to be preventative.
Right. So, we filmed this a week ahead of time. So we're just saying that we're probably gonna, it's nasty. And I won't know until Monday morning.
When you go to try to get in your car.
Well, no, about 7:00. I'm going to look outside and I'm going to go, nope.
And you're going to get her 9 a.m. video filmed from her living room.
You'll get it at 8:00 in the morning. Whatever. I mean, it's not going to happen because luckily it's Martin Luther King Day and everything is closed. There's no school, no post office.
No, but I was booked all day in the salon because everybody was out of school.
Right. So, yeah, okay. There's a really good chance that the store's not going to be open.
I'm looking at it this way. So I remember 5 years ago, I think it was at Wild and Wooly, where we were taking things across a parking lot like we were on roller skates, and it was icy and crappy and terrifying, and we thought nobody would come out, and people came out, surprisingly. But I'm looking at it like all of this stupid Mother Nature, sorry, we love you, is happening now, so that we don't have sheets of ice when Wild and Wooly gets here in a couple weeks.
I'll take the snow.
I don't care. Yeah, snow all day long. That doesn't bother me. We all live in Ohio. We're used to the snow. It's the ice and the frigid cold that, I don't mind even cold, but I don't like negative weather. I don't live in Alaska, bro.
Our high temperature for tomorrow, the 20th, is single digits, wind chills sub-zero. And we're supposed to have that for 2 days.
They added Wednesday to it.
They did add Wednesday.
I'm iffy on. I haven't canceled Wednesday yet.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a 10 on Wednesday.
It'll warm up, but you get to a certain point where no matter what they do to the roads, it's not going to help. So safety first. If we have to stay home, we stay home.
Did you hear about Stowe? So last week, last week.
He was telling me.
Stowe said, so listen, we're going to salt the main roads. We're not doing any neighborhoods. We have not enough salt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bros, we're not even fully into winter. Like Ohio real winter, where we start having to have a lot of salt, doesn't start really till mid-December is when we really start having to salt everything on a normal basis.
Right.
Wouldn't you prepare to have enough salt all the way through at least February?
You would, but if you go by what's happened the last 2 years, they've got reserves from last year that they're hanging on to. So
Apparently they didn't do
they
that.
didn't do enough.
Or they shared them with other counties or cities.
Oh, well, it's time for
I
them.
don't know. But I told my daughter, I said, don't leave your house. Because you ain't getting down your street.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. So, we'll play it by ear. But
so sorry about our griping about the weather.
Yeah, but we're only going to gripe about the weather. So there you go.
We're allowed to do that. Everything else
okay
is
over
dandy.
There? Okay. All right, well, let's go over the calendar because we have an event that we need to talk about. So on the 29th, which is a Wednesday, right? Yes. Still got my dates wrong here. I keep thinking I should do one more, but I know we're right. So
she's killing me. She's like sitting here like,
I know what
I'm
doing.
the one that slept through all my alarms, but she's the one that's like,
I got it. Okay, so Wednesday, the 29th from 5 to 8, we are going to make a pet rock. So those of us who grew up in the 70s, we had pet rocks. People actually went out, found rocks, cleaned them up, glued googly eyes on them, glued them to a piece of wood, and sold them and made a crap ton of money.
Yeah.
They did.
And now everybody's doing those painted rocks.
Right.
In big groups.
So now we're going to do needle felted rocks. So we're going to do a tiger. So Regina's going to do this. This is actually part of the workshop that we did in November.
Awesome.
So this is going to be fun. And then on another day, we're going to do a jaguar on the other side. She's got plans for turtle, maybe a zebra. We'll figure it out. She's got this plan. But your first one we're going to do are the tiger stripes. And I think it's February or March she's going to do the second one. So these are going to be fun. Look at this. It fits in your hand. That's it. You can shove it in your pocket. You can play with it.
Your pet rock
it's
with
your
you.
pet rock. Those are going to be fun.
Y'all are nerds.
Then, because we had the Puffin workshop that we had scheduled in January didn't happen. The weather that night was bad, and it was just like there was no way people were coming up. We rescheduled it for February 1st, which is a Saturday, and we're going to do this from 12 to 3. Isn't he adorable? So this is 2-dimensional. The pet rock is 3-dimensional. This one is 2-dimensional, and we're just going to do it on a sheet like this. If you want to put it in a 6 or 8 inch hoop, totally up to you. You can frame it. You can do whatever you want to with it. So
it's cute.
Yeah. So this is what we're gonna do. That's the Puffin. She did an awesome job on that one. Mm-hmm. He's adorable. And then that. Now on my calendar, I do have a macrame workshop on the 5th from 5 to 8. But do you think I figured out what I want to do? Because I've done the Hanging Heart Trail twice by now. I don't know if I want to do it a third time or if I want to do the keychains that we did last year.
Do the keychains.
The keychains again?
Do the keychains.
We can do the keychains again.
Those keychains are awesome.
The heart keychains were fun.
I really like the heart keychains.
They didn't take that long
job
either.
making those.
They were fun.
Yeah.
So we can do that. That brings us to Wild and Wooly, which is February 8th from 11 to 4.
Our first show of the year.
Store will be closed, obviously, because I'm going to be over there. So if you want to come and see me, come over there. Mm-hmm. But also take a look at all the other. There are a total of 37 vendors this year.
Yep.
And 6 new ones.
Yes, ma'am.
So some people couldn't attend.
Yeah, and that is, so it's Saturday, February 8th from 11 to 4.
Yep.
Okay.
$5 to get in.
Yep. It's at the Cuyahoga County Fairgrounds in Berea, Ohio. Yes. For those that are not in Ohio, but maybe you live close enough to drive in. It's actually a worthy show to drive a couple hours for.
Right.
It's busy. It's fun.
So it's right off of 71 and Bagley Road.
Yep.
You're right there.
Yep. It's not a bad drive for anybody. It is probably one of the only one-day shows that is just phenomenal.
It's fun.
It's fun. If you don't mind crowds, come early. If you're not a fan of crowds, come around
in the afternoon
too.
Yeah.
It's steady. in the afternoon and not as jam-packed, especially if you have to tote little children. Bring your little children later.
Yeah, I know last year there were certain times where she was holding people back until people who were already in the building had left because it was just too many people.
It was nonstop. And I like, because where my booth is at, like, people start lining up outside somewhere between 10:15, 10:30 to come in.
That's a long time, an hour before the show starts?
Last year they were lined up, I want to say it was like 10:20.
Wow.
I feel like is when they started lining up to come in. And I am like, I think I'm 5 booths down, something like that. I think there's 3 there, then you, then me. So I think I'm 5 booths down. And I didn't make my first sale till 11:06. So it took 6 minutes for like the crowd to like start hitting here. But once that 11:06 started, I don't think that I stopped to breathe until 2:30, 2:45 last year.
Yeah.
I feel like it was exceptionally.
I did not get to walk around at all.
No, I didn't walk around. I waved across the way at my vendor friends. I'm like, see you at 4:00 when I come to buy what I need to buy.
I think I went, okay, watch the booth. I gotta go pee. And that was it. And I ran. I came right back, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's so much fun though. It's a nice chance for us to see our vendor friends that, we only get to see some of them a couple times a year.
Yep.
I do have a list of the 37 vendors. And some of them, again, have been here
since the beginning.
Okay, let me not hit the wrong button. Now, obviously, you know that Longtail Knits and Alk&Me Fiber Art Studio, we're going to be there. We have Allegheny Fiber Arts, Around the Table Yarns, which is a local knit shop, if I'm correct, right?
Yep.
We have Bewitched Pigments again.
Yay.
Love her yarns. We have Braider's Circle, which I absolutely love.
I love her stuff.
If you are a Celtic person at all, if you love the braiding and the Irish knotwork and things like that, the Celtic knotwork, go see her. She's got rugs and chairs and bags and I just so much stuff. She's got amazing stuff.
She even has the tools so that you can do your own.
Yeah. To do your rug making cool. And things like that. She's fabulous lady. We got to see her in Frederick.
How did you?
In Maryland in the fall. She was in the same building with us. Nice. Sweetest lady in the world. Okay, and then we have But Did You Dye Yarns, Callus Designs, Cast On Yarn Studios, Circle PR Homestead, Clockwork Fiber Company. That is new. She's new. She's out of Connecticut. I believe the lady that owns that, her name is Sam. Really sweet young girl. You'll love her. She does beautiful yarns. Oh my God, my throat is like trash today. Cornbread and Honey, crochet yarns, crochet crafts and yarn art. Created for you by Laura.
Yep, she's next to me.
Yep. Unique Fibers. Flora's Fiber Farrago, my friend Flora. She has the greatest woven projects ever. Every year I get a pair of earrings from her that she's woven. Like, she weaves all these things in a rigid heddle, and then she'll make a purse, or she'll make a bag, or she'll make a project bag, or she'll weave little earrings or necklace pieces, and they're awesome. We have For You, an inclusive fiber community.
She's a yarn store here in the area as well.
Thank you. I couldn't place it.
She's in Oberlin.
And then Julie and Patrick, some of my besties, with Fresh Lotus Designs. And then we get to see Dave with Great Lakes Fiber Show. He's going to have his booth as always. We love Dave.
Oh, I can't wait till he comes around. I got questions.
Don't we all have questions? Then there's Joanna's Boutique.
Yep.
Knitterly Things. We have Knitting Llama. Laughing Cat Fibers, our buddy Laura. We love her. I'm so mad she left Ohio and lives in Kentucky now, but that's okay.
I need some new sock yarn. I'm coming, Laura.
There you go. We have Mid-Mitten Designs with all her bags.
Yep.
She's back with us again. She wasn't there last year, but she is back this year. We have MR Alpaca's Ranch, so I'm going to assume there's going to be some alpaca fiber there.
There you go.
Yes. Pearls Knit and Stitch.
Pearls
Girls Knit and Stitch.
She's another yarn shop in the area.
Thank you. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Is she new? Ish? She's been around?
She's been around.
Huh.
It's probably her first time here.
There we go. Is she in the yarn tour?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Shows what I know. All right. That game was so new. We have another Sam with Prismatic Fiber Arts Company.
Yep. She's a brand new yarn shop too in the Uniontown Green area. And she's just getting started, but you guys got to see her shop. It's cute. She's looking at a larger space already. Yay.
That's craziness.
Oh, she needs it, but yeah.
I love it. We have River Color Studio.
Another yarn shop.
Yep. Shepherd's Custom Woodworking. Great wood pieces.
Yes.
Absolutely great. Silver Creek Meadows. We have Solstice Fiber Studio. Spinning Loft. Supernova Dye Works. The Artful Yarn. That's another yarn shop up in Chagrin. Weaving Supply and Studio. Why Not Fibers. We have Yarn Birds. And then my friend Ellen from Waffa, Zephyr Creek Farms. This is her first time at our show. Sweetest lady in the world. And you know what I like about her yarns? So when all of us dyers are together, we talk about what we do, how we do it, that kind of thing. And if any of you have ever seen videos that I've done with my dye studio, and I like flash to my dyes, I have a wall that is tons of dyes. I have every color that Jaquar has ever made. I'm so sorry. The weather has got me. And then, a bunch of Prochem and Dharma.
Mm-hmm.
Ellen, God bless this woman. She believes in her 5 colors.
Just 5?
She has 5 dyes. And she mixes them. And she does dyeing like a mad scientist.
She's chemist.
Listen, I'm a little chemist. This woman blows my mind with the stuff that she can create from her 5 dyes. And I am just like, do you ever feel like you need to add to that? And she goes, maybe someday, not yet. I went, oh, you're my hero. I'm just it's hard. So when you're creating a dye formula, let's say we have a skein of yarn and we've got 3 colors that are in it, okay? Yep. Each one of those 3 colors is a separate formula, and then we're putting it on the yarn wherever we want it. Sometimes to make this one color of stock solution, I might take, a little bit of hot fuchsia, add a drop of purple. I might use 2 or 3 colors to create one color to put it on the yarn. She only got 5 to choose from. So when you're measuring this stuff out, it's like you're talking, when I say she has 5 colors, you're talking she probably has a form of magenta, a blue, a yellow, a black, and I don't know if she would have an ecru.
I would think it would be ecru.
I would think, but I got to ask her because I can't remember. Mm-hmm. So you're using, she really is doing the whole primary color thing and creating all the other colors in the universe.
Because that's what the color wheel is.
So, when I taught hair school, we're talking about this tube of color is 2 parts blue to 1 part red. This tube of color is 5 parts blue to 1 part red to 1 part yellow. And you have to break all that down, and it's so much math that she'll forever be my hero because I just don't want to have to think that hard.
Don't you want to learn it? Come on.
I know it. I just don't want to do it.
Because it's already done.
It's already done for me. But I respect the living snot out of her because she just... When you see her yarns, you're just going to stand there and, if you don't know what she does, you might look at her yarns and go, oh, those are pretty dyed yarns. Because you're going to go, oh my God, I love indie dyed yarns. Oh, it's great to see all the different stuff everybody does. But if you know the technique behind it, you stand there and you just look at her stuff and you're like, huh, how'd she get that color? Wait, hmm. And sometimes she can tell us how she did it, and sometimes she goes, I don't know. I'm like, oh, okay, must be written down at home somewhere. And she's a meticulous kind of person, so I'm sure that somewhere in her world she has all of that written down and cataloged. And
I wonder if she teaches it.
No, she has. So with Zephyr Creek Farm, she has a slew of responsibilities with just having a farm, but then also she actually runs the Woolen Fiber Arts group on Facebook, and that takes a lot of time.
She's busy.
Yeah, she's busy.
Yeah.
So I would be surprised if she teaches. I don't know. I'll have to ask her if she's ever thinking of teaching. She'd probably laugh right in my face, but I can't wait to see her. I'm excited that we have new vendors. I really, really am. It's nice to see. It's my favorite time of the year.
It's gonna be fun.
It really is. It kicks off our season for Alk&Me,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. My break didn't seem long enough, you know.
But you've been dying and preparing.
Yeah,
and getting
which
things
is why
ready
I look
for the
like
show.
I look right now.
Yeah, getting ready for the show. And getting ready for from the February show.
Yeah,
Wild and Wooly.
Yeah.
How long before your next show?
Oh, I'm excited. We have a month.
Oh, good. So you got time.
Yeah,
still
and
to do.
It
some more
helps
stuff.
because 2 weeks before Wild and Wooly on the 26th, we have a WAFA event online, and then we have Wild and Wooly. I fully expect between the WAFA event and Wild and Wooly, I will have no Shanico left.
Oh, probably.
Shanico is our number one fiber seller on WAFA, and we have, as of right this moment, we did 29 new colorways.
So why do you think that blend? And it's yarn, not just, is it roving and yarn?
They do make the yarn. We don't carry the yarn.
Okay.
As of
just
right now,
roving.
this is roving. This is spinners and spinners and spinners. It is the softest, most easily draftable fiber that I think I've ever put my hands on.
Is it straight Shanico?
It's a Shanico silk blend.
Is that what we have in here?
That's what we have in here.
Okay.
And I do steer new spinners away from it because it's a little too slick for a new spinner to like really have control over. But if you've been spinning longer than 6 months to a year, once you have control of your wheel and control of your drafting, oh man, you got to try it. It's just soft. It's
nice.
Beautiful. We have this one lady named Lenchin, and she bought from us at our very first WAFA event.
Okay.
And continues every WAFA event to continue to buy stuff from us. But then also will reach out and go, hey, I saw this one fiber. Do you have any left of it? And I'm like, nope. Oh, do you want me to dye it? Yes. But also, she goes, there's 3 colors in it. There's like a tealy blue. There's the this color and then this color. Can you make me solid-ish braids of each of those colors to go with it? I go, sure. How many of the other do you want? I want 3 of those and 1 of each of the solids. Yes, ma'am, I will. So I make that, I send it, and the next thing I know, I get another email that says, can I have 3 more of ABT4, please? Which is the multicolored braid. Yes, you can. So she's she is a constant, this woman must spin.
Did you ask her what she does with the spun fibers when
No,
she's
but
done?
I did tell her that when she is done specifically with this layest colorway, that I better get some pictures. I said, I need to know what you're spinning and what you're going to make with it. I need to know what you're making because you spin an awful lot. And I know that she buys fibers from other vendors. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe she doesn't have a job. Maybe she just sits and spins all day long because I don't know if I could go through that much fiber. I know I can't with 2 jobs.
Well, but maybe she spins her own fibers into yarns and sells the yarns, or she's making items that she's selling.
I don't think.
Do you know how much it would cost for an item that is hand spun and hand knit?
$1 billion.
Yeah.
And
but
sorry, Bob. Can't Cameraman Bob's cracking up behind me. No, $1 billion. Because I'm telling you right now, I don't know if I love somebody enough to spin a sweater quantity's worth of wool, knit it, and give it to somebody, and to buy it.
But if you're the type of person who has a clientele that wants that hand spun, hand knit, they're willing to pay the money that makes it worth it.
I know.
And if
I
she
gotta
enjoys
ask her.
it, and maybe she weaves.
She could, and I really don't know. And normally, like, so some of our regulars, like, we have built up rapport with,
Right.
and you know, I had a message from somebody. She goes, "Oh, I'm in Livingston, Ohio, or whatever," and oh, I didn't know you're that close. You know, so we start building up these relationships, and some of them I know they spin and then they knit, they spin and then they weave. I have no earthly idea what Lynchen does with all this fiber. Because she buys a lot of fiber. And one of the other vendors, Susan's Fiber Shop, that travels to and vends at shows, I know she gets stuff from her because she does events outside of WAFA, like on a Tuesday night and a Friday night, whatever. And if I'm on Facebook and I see Susan live, I'll like stop and watch a minute, and I'll see Lynchen's little name pop up. I'll take 2 of number 12. Then I'm like, girl, where are you putting all this fiber? She must have a barn like we do in her backyard that she just shoves all this fiber. I feel like she's like me when I first started buying wool.
Yeah.
And then we went into your little thing and went, so how much money did I spend with you the last year?
Don't ask unless you really want to know.
I could have bought my husband's truck in cash.
Yes.
It was a little, not a new $90,000 truck. Okay, I did. It was a used truck. But yeah.
But it's people like her that make me do this.
That keep her in business. Absolutely.
And even the little guys, it's every penny counts.
Yeah. So we'll have a month. We'll have a month where probably I'll be doing a whole lot of fiber dyeing, maybe not yarn dyeing, but fiber dyeing. And I do say I don't say we. I say I because on the 21st, Sue gets her shoulder surgery done, and she goes, well, no, I'll be in there. And I go, well, what do you mean you're gonna be in there? You're left-handed, like you're right-handed, and you're gonna be in a sling like this. What are you gonna do? Wait, like, come on. You truly are one of those right dominant people. You're not ambidextrous. What are you gonna do? She goes, well,
She could give you a hand.
She's right. She goes, I'll mix the dyes, and I'm like,
she's gonna create some new stuff. Here, wait. Oh no, went in the wrong spot. Oh well, oops, error.
Right. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, what are you gonna do? And she's like, I go, you need to understand. Like, I go, we dyed 29 new colors. If they all sell at Wild and Wooly, guess what? I gotta re-dye 29 colors. Plus work. I go, what are you gonna do? Well, I'll bring Ed over to the barn and I'll mix it and make Ed dye it. I go, over my dead body. Your husband is not dyeing our fiber. No newbies touching fiber that doesn't know how to dye fiber. Absolutely not. So, I don't know. I might be reaching out to some people that have taken some of my fiber classes. And I'd be like,
yeah.
So, if you come play with fiber and help me dye, I will give you some fiber to play with. I don't know. There might be some bribery going on somewhere.
There you go.
But it'll be fun. Come out and join us at Wild and Wooly. If you've never been, it really is so much fun.
Yeah, it's a great time, and I see friends all the time, and they'll walk by and go, "Hi, see you in the store next week." Okay.
And if you like anything that you need in the fiber world is at this show.
Yes.
Like, that's the grand beauty of it being like, yes, there's only 37 vendors, but boy, we got your bases covered.
You got a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Also, I want to let you know, now I'm just taking my usual stuff, you know, the Ashford, the needle felting, some of the knitting needles, the Jaquar dyes. I've got some crochet kits I'm taking, so it's going to be a little bit different this year. For the things that I'm taking the usual stuff. I may not bring any yarns with me.
Okay.
Just because I'm noticing that I don't really sell a whole lot of yarns there. If something new pops in before then, I might grab it and bring it with me.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm still working on it. I've just about got it all nailed down what I'm going to take. But if there's something that I have, and it's easier for you to pick it up at Wild and Woolly, you're going to be there, call me.
Absolutely.
Message me. Get a hold of me somehow.
She'll bring it with her. She always does. You always have one or two people that are like, hey, can you bring me blah, blah, blah? And you're like, yeah, sure. I'll make sure it's there for you.
And you can even just pay for it over the phone and then pick it up when you walk past my booth.
Are you taking your books?
Yes.
Good.
I'm taking the books.
Good. Because
I have the books. Yeah, I got the books. I'm taking the books. So it's just that I don't know so much that I'm taking yarn specific.
Yeah.
Because
that's okay.
It's hard to tell what people want.
I got all the yarn.
And that's the thing.
I got your yarn covered. Come see me.
If you're going to a fiber show, you're going to go and see what the indie dyers have, not what someone like me has in commercial yarns. You want to see those other things that I have. So that's what I'm concentrating on this time.
I think that's smart.
See how that works.
You'll probably sell a lot more tools and fiber and dyes, and it never fails. I have people that are stopping by my booth, and they might get some fiber and some yarn, but then they're asking me, oh, what about dyes and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, well, she has dyes.
I have the dyes.
And then they'll go next door. And sometimes they come back and go, okay, wait a minute. If I'm trying to create this, how do I do it? I go, oh, you're going to need this color, and this color. Yep. Okay. So, and it's nice because us being there, it helps me toss people to her booth for the things that they need. And then also if they're at my booth and you don't have it and I don't have it, well, one of those other 30 something vendors, they have it.
I have all the needle felting kits and the tools and things that I carry. But if you want some of the fibers, she's got the fibers. She's right next door. You guys got those large solid colors, right? Still
tons of solid colors for felters and spinners.
They work really well. So you guys need to check that out.
We do by the ounce.
Yeah.
Yep. We have a ton of felters that'll come and they'll be like, can I get just this much? And I'm like, well, you can get this much of however many you need to at least get an ounce. I can't get my square. I can't go 0.0. I can't go 0.2. It's got to be, I got to sell it by the ounce. I don't care if it's 5 colors that create that ounce.
Got to be at least one.
Yeah. So they're like,
1 ounce.
Okay. And then once they get going, they come back and all of a sudden they've got 9 ounces of fiber. I'm like, you should have just bought okay.
Yeah.
So,
and I have wool felt sheets that I'm going to be bringing with me this year in a variety of colors.
I think that's awesome.
That are the things that we use for the background of this. Mm-hmm. So you guys can get creative that way too and make your own designs.
I like that.
I'm going to bring those with me this year.
That'll be fun.
Absolutely.
And if I can find time, there might be at least 3 new yarn colorways.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, because we did fiber first because fiber takes so much longer to do.
Correct.
But once it was dry and we were looking at the colors, I'm like, there needs to be a yarn with this color. There needs to be a yarn with this color. There needs to be, we started going, okay, wait a minute. And it was so funny. So the first day that we dyed, we pulled out, I think we only put 10 trays in because it was so cold outside.
Right.
That even with the heat in the studio, my proofer was like, I'm not going to get warmer than 160 degrees. And I'm like, okay, we're done. Because every time we add a tray, that heat goes down a little. We had 10 trays in there and it was at 157 and it was kind of nudging to 160. And I'm like, it's not going to get warmer than that. Don't add another tray. Stop. Don't put any more dye on fiber. Just leave it alone. So, and when the temperature comes down, it's got to stay longer in the proofer. Okay. So when we pulled those first 10 colors out, next day we rinse in the morning, we start dyeing and loading up stuff. Well, because the heat rises, we took all the wet fiber after we spun it and we laid it out across the top of our racks that are in there. It was dry in an hour. It was the best thing in the entire world. I've never seen fiber dry so fast. But the good part is we braided up a color of each one and we took what we had left from last year's colorways, put them on the bottom of a rack. There wasn't much. We didn't end the year with much fiber left. So we put it up on the rack and then we hung the new colors and we stood back and I went, well, if that doesn't tell you how much we grew as dyers in a year, nothing, I don't think I've ever been more proud of myself and Sue because I loved the colors that we did last year. We had great success with our fiber. But when you could, somebody who knows nothing about it could look at this row and then look at this row and go, they would think that two different people died from this to this. I was like, girl, we just stepped up our game. And she was like, huh, how'd that happen? I'm like, oh no, we got to repeat it today. Let's go dye some more fiber. So like,
it's that process of learning.
I'm like, where were these colors in the fall when we dyed?
So how, but you have to stop and think. Last year you guys had a lot of shows. This is the first year you guys had a ton of shows. And you're constantly dyeing to replenish the stuff that you're selling.
Yeah.
So you're only going to get better every time you do it. You kind of, you fine tune it. So what you guys are doing.
We keep like an index card box with each color that we do for fiber, and it has a picture of the fiber while it's wet, so we can see how we dyed it in the tray, and we laminate it so that we can go through and go, okay. Then we have a little section in the back that these are the colorways that are currently on our racks, so I don't have to dig through 500 colors to find the ones that are my formulas for right now. Well, after, like, when we got back over, when we did like the 29 colors, I'm like, okay, so we have all these new colors, but we have all of this that was last year's colors. Like, are we bringing any of the colors from last year back in? And we pulled like 3 that were like, yeah, combustion in yarn or fiber has to stay. It just has to. Rhizome, it's another one that has to stay. And then I can't remember the name of the other colorway, but it's the one we did that has it has like this deep kind of boysenberry and another like deep red with some grays with a little bit of that blue. It's a beautiful color and we need to do that. But when we started like pulling some of the other colorways and looking at the ones on the bottom, Sue with her big mouth goes, I think we can improve this colorway. And I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, well, I think this is great, but we should add another color to it. And I'm like, huh. So I have this feeling that like we're going to go through that and pull the best sellers. Like we know Antigen, the spruce and gold. We will not change that. People love that as it is. We did a new one that's that navy and gold. That's a great seller. We won't change that. But I have a feeling that some of our old colors are going to get revamped and we might add 2 colors to the existing formula and change it up because now we know. It's like something clicked that we're like, oh, we weren't as brave, I guess. And now I'm like, it's only fiber. If we ruin it, we ruin it. We'll spin it. I'll put it in a bat. Who cares? So now I feel like I have 200 colors that I'm about to revamp and I'm going to lose my mind. And it's not as easy to revamp a color as you think it is.
Well,
because we have one that has like a turquoise, that aquatropic color that's over there that's not quite a turquoise and it's not quite a blue, and like chartreuse. And it was pretty, just those 3 colors. But when you look at that braid compared to the ones above it, it looks so bland. It doesn't come alive like the ones up there. And I'm like, we stood there for 25 minutes trying to figure out what 2 colors we can add to that. Couldn't do it.
Just leave it alone.
I know. More on alert.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Just leave it.
So it's been a lot of fun. We hope to see all of you out at Wild and Wooly. Come join us. Come get all the supplies.
Yep.
She'll have them, and I'll have the fiber. So you can come spin your little hearts out.
Yes. Come and join us. We'll have
our
fun.
Our next one comes out the 9th? Yes, February 9th, right?
Super Bowl Sunday.
Bah, humbug. Who cares? None of my teams are there. I hate football this year. And then do you have something going up on the playlist?
I do. The start of a macrame curtains. She laughed at me last time, but it is up there.
Laughing.
She laughed.
They're pretty. They just take so much time.
And a lot of cording.
A lot of cording.
But they're
if you don't bundle it as you go, it gets tangled at the
I have
bottom.
a nice mess on the floor. But it's going to be beautiful, and I will be showing process as I go. So it's just the start of, and basically as I get going, it'll be, what can I do in that
Were you
section
showing
now?
them how to work? I didn't.
I was showing how to start it.
Okay.
And because it's sections, they're loops that you can put on a curtain rod and not where you're starting on the rod, which is a big difference.
That is a huge difference.
And so then and then you can do sections until you have the width that you need.
Okay.
And then you can just, then you can stand back and you can go, okay, so now that I've got this down to here with all these alternating square knots, now what am I going to do?
Okay.
Good. So it's design on the fly. I
think that's perfect. I had somebody ask me at one point, like, if you've got this, you got all these knots, and I got a bundle, because I was saying, no, you just bundle. Okay, and I forget the way she asked her question, but I was like, okay, whoa. You have to do one of two things when you're working a panel. Okay, say it's a curtain panel or whatever. You either got to work left to right or right to left. You can't start here and work down and then think that any of these cords over here are going to be intertwined with any of this. Because once you make a knot over here, I can't join this strand to this.
Nope.
And she goes, oh. I go, yeah, here.
Yeah, you got to go this way.
You got to be able to work, like you can work out, side to side. You can't just work a section of...
Unless you're just going to leave that section hang independently by itself.
Right.
Like I did with the curtain panel that had the flag in the middle of it.
Right.
The two side panels were independent.
Yeah. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine. But I was just giggling. I was like, oh, I forget that. Like, if somebody's never done it, they don't get that concept. And I learned that when I made that big one that's on the wall, the window up there, I was learning that as I was going. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I can't keep doing this. Okay, wait. I got to undo this whole section because I got to get some of this down here. So it's like, just trying to keep it all together.
And I understand all that because of bobbin lace. Once you start, you have to make sure that you keep everybody coming together, because if you do this and you start over here, it's like, oh wait, that needed to go all the way over here.
That's exactly how macrame works. Yep.
It's the same.
I think bobbin lace really
macrame and bobbin
kind of
lace
set you up for macrame.
Right. They are related in the fact that macrame is bobbin lace on super steroids, and bobbin lace is just this dainty stuff. But in the concept of it, it's the same knots. It's square knots. It's making little motifs, and it's the same thing.
You keep your bobbin lace to yourself. It's just that
it's so small.
I just feel like I would get lost in it.
That's why if you watch the ladies who are super fast.
Oh my God, they're
and they do, and then they put a pin in, and then they're like, okay, I'm done with those, and they come over here and they go.
The one I find fascinating is the wire.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You can weave with wire. You can do bobbin lace. I used metallic threads that were very structured, and they made beautiful little snowflakes. But you can also do it in macrame too if you have large enough wire. You can.
Oh yeah. That I get, as long as the wire's flexible. Sure.
It's the same thing.
There's some beautiful pictures.
I'm sure, but...
So, all right. So we're getting way off topic. We need to get
sorry.
going. We're running late.
All right. We will see you, hopefully, at Wild and Wooly, but then we will also see you back here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and so stop in the store if you need anything. We're here Monday through Friday, 10 to 8, Saturday, 10 to 4. Check out the website at longtailknits.com. Facebook page, Longtail Knits.
Alk&Me.com. Facebook is Alk&Me. Instagram is Alk&Me.
And we have the Blue Fiber Tree on Facebook and on YouTube.
Yep.
Like and share.
And subscribe if you have not to the YouTube channel.
We have over 1,600 subscribers. Let's push to 2,000.
What?
Yes. So we do. So let's get popular. To that 2,000 mark. And so that's our next goal.
Sorry,
let's get to that 2,000 mark so we can.
That's not bad. I'll take it.
It's fun. We're doing really well.
All right, you guys take care.
Yeah, have a great day.
We'll
see you soon. Alrighty, bye.